There's a common tension among biblical counselors. If counseling is ministry, should I get paid for it? Now, that's a fair question, and it's also a necessary one, something that all of us need to think about, especially if you are considering counseling as a long term career. And so let's start with something that's just simple. If you're doing counseling for a living, then yes, you should get paid for that counseling. Ministry does not mean unpaid. Counseling is a good work, but it's still work. And scripture is clear, the laborer deserves his wages. Paul applied that principle directly to those who labor in the word and shepherd others. That's 1 Timothy 5:17 and 18. And so let's be clear, being paid for counseling is not unspiritual. It's not greedy. It is just right. Think of it like any other vocation. No one expects a plumber to unclog your pipes for free because he's serving people, and no one asks a teacher to work unpaid hours because education blesses families. And no one tells a missionary that they're wrong to raise support so that they can survive on the mission field. So why would we assume that biblical counseling, which is intense and soul level work, should always be free? The confusion comes when people conflate ministry with no compensation. But there's a difference between doing something occasionally as a volunteer, as a friend, as a church member, doing life over coffee, and doing something vocationally. If you're doing this full time, or if your career path is moving that way, you've got to think with wisdom and clarity. Counseling is not just a ministry, it is also a job, and a job requires income. And so there are a few models that you could consider. One is a private practice, a fee for service. You can charge your counselees directly. This charge can be a flat fee, it can be a sliding scale, it can be donation based. Regardless, it's wise to have the counselee contribute something. People who pay for counseling tend to value it and engage more in it. Investment matters. Another option could be church-based employment. Some churches will employ biblical counselors as part of their staff, a great idea. And in this case, the church pays your salary, and you may not charge individual counselees. That's a great option if it's available for you, but again, you're still getting paid. The church just provides the income. A third option is a nonprofit organization, a 501c3, and some counselors work under a nonprofit ministry and they receive a salary through donor support. Their ministry is underwritten by donors or other types of funding. This model doesn't necessarily charge counselees directly, but again, someone is still footing the bill. It's not free, it's just funded differently. And then you have a hybrid or supplemental models. Some folks are bivocational, for example, or they have a second income source that allows them to counsel with less financial pressure. Others are independently supported or maybe independently wealthy and they don't require fees. That's a blessing, but it's not a requirement. But here's the bottom line. Biblical counseling can be a ministry and a business at the same time. One is forward facing, that is ministry. The other one is backward, what goes on behind the scenes, and that is the business aspect. That's not compromise, it is actually stewardship. If we try to make a living without charging anything, whether it's biblical counseling or anything else, you're going to burn out, probably go broke. That's not godly. It is actually foolish. So plan wisely, price humbly, and remember, it's not a sin to ask for payment. It's a recognition that the work you do matters and it deserves to be sustained.